Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. What can I say really? Apologies for such a long break and quite a long sabbatical really. It's kind of a difficult one to explain, but I don't think it's going to go too long past anyone before you realise that something major has happened behind this V3 here that you see. So to answer any questions, Woodford Vale has slowly started to be taken up over the last 6 months. There are numerous reasons regarding this, which I will explain during the course of this video. It's probably going to be quite a boring video for those that like dynamic action of the trains moving and everything. Unfortunately, it is just me with this V3 on display in front of you, talking, as well as showing you around the shed and explaining a few bits and pieces as to what's gone on. But we'll start off here. I don't think it's with any surprise. This is where the fiddle yard was. It's now slowly becoming a workbench, because it was something that I was really lacking out here. I needed a workbench, and as you might have noticed, this little beastie is bigger than what was here before. So this is an O gauge locomotive. I started modelling an O gauge a while ago. I think I mentioned it in the Woodford Vale build series, and I've started to really enjoy O gauge a lot more than 00. I think 00 is a wonderful starting point in the hobby, and anyone that wants to get into the hobby, 00 is your best bet of getting into the hobby. There's so much readily available, the manufacturers are getting on board, and here I am saying I'm getting out a 00, and I think it's Revolution, the people that have done the Titfield Thunderbolt, they've just announced an S160, and I'm looking at pre-ordering one. So yeah, but something you might not have missed as well, it's up here on the shelves. All of the stock's gone. So what's happened there? Out of a collection of around 60 locomotives, 50 coaches and 73 wagons, about 10 to 15 wagons have survived the cull. I think it's 11 coaches and 29 locomotives, possibly 30, have survived the cull. I got a nice sum of money. I will not discuss that. You know, for it, and I use that to indulge in my other hobbies. As you might have noticed, the Airfix stuff as well. The reason for that is I'm just not enjoying 00 compared to the O gauge. I think I've already said that, so silly me. And I just wanted a workbench really, just to sit down and work. Just to give you a comparison, I've been working off of this table here for building the O gauge locomotives, and you can see the size of some of them there. I mean, that's a K1, and that's a 04/7, which is a Gresley 02 boilered ROD, for those that are in the know. And building them on that little table, it was just shaping up to be quite a pain in the backside. You just had no room, and the board that I was using on top of that little table I had to cut to make something up for the layout, and it was just like, enough's enough. I've had enough. I'm not enjoying it. A few circumstances outside of the hobby made my mind up to make the phone call and to get a price and to move it all on. In this little unit here is what's left of the 00. So yeah, so the main thing is I've just committed to O gauge really. So if I stand up here and let you all see, you know, grass don't grow on a busy street and etc, but a messy workbench is compulsory in this hobby, I think. So that's really what's going on at the moment. I've been building the V bombers from Airfix. That's a Valiant, the Vulcan obviously. They've been undergo, and the layout's been taken up on the fiddle yard side. And as we head over here, around on the station engine shed side, it's slowly starting to come up. It's slowly starting to come up, and it's slowly starting to be replaced. So what's going to take its place is mainly just a large O-gauge engine shed layout, really. It'll be nice to show off the engines I've built and the bits and pieces I've done in O-gauge here. It's going to be LNER themed still, so no need to worry there. Early crest, BR, very early British Railways as well. And then, so yeah, so all up here be a free road fiddle yard that can contain 2 engines, and I'll obviously have a little spare road, maybe a spare siding or 2 over here. And as we head down here, we'll come in underneath a bridge here, roll along into the shed, and how I do it I don't know yet. So yes, so that's what's going on at the minute. As we head down towards the other end of the shed here, you see my little J83 in O-gauge. But just to give you a real comparison, O-gauge versus 00. You know, it's quite a lot larger, and because it's larger it has that little bit more presence. But Woodford Vale's legacy will stay on with this lot here. They'll all be up in the background still, retaining walls in front, and it will be the same mirrored over there. So there will be some arcing back to what was here before in 00. There will be, just be on a much more grand scale, and some bits and pieces. But during my sabbatical, like I might have already mentioned, I've been doing some thinking really as to what's going to happen going forward with the channel, with video types and bits and pieces. As some people might have noticed, I've been experimenting with different things during the course of the videos that I did put out since Christmas. And moving forward into next year, I'm probably going to pick it up again next year, the channel, and maybe do some different bits and pieces. I've got this Handley Page Victor here, which is yet to be built. I'm potentially going to do a build along series of the Handley Page Victor. Potentially. I know one thing that I would love to do a build along series, so you guys can all join me on the building of this. And this is a Gladiator Models Thompson B1. I'm aware of a chap called, I think it's either Steve or Stephen Rowe. He's a Brit living down under in Australia, and he's just done a Piercy, DJH Piercy B1, and that is a nice kit, but way out of the leagues of what I can afford at the moment. So all I need to do is pick up the wheels for that one. But before I even think about the B1, I've got a Peppercorn K1 to get done, as well as the ROD to get done. So there's all my research material, bits and pieces to get them done, as well as the 00 counterparts to sort of look at and see how bits are done. But yeah, in regards to it all, that's really what's been happening. I've taken some time off because the head wasn't with it. I think I've had a bit of a whirlwind couple of years, and it's just all of a sudden just dawned on me that I'm struggling financially, and there's a hobby that I'm not really enjoying, but it's taking up space and I can replace it with something else. So I've taken the money I've gained from my old stock and I indulged it in my other hobbies. So my other hobbies being my car. Got a Ford Mustang, so I enjoy that. Probably doesn't help really too much the amount of fuel it gets through, but you know, it's one of the things that I enjoy. It's brought out a lot in me as a person, so that's one plus to it. O-gauge being another one. I really enjoy the O-gauge scene at the minute. I'm enjoying it, I'm loving it, and I'm enjoying modelling again, as well as the Airfix, the plastic models of aircraft. I'm enjoying that more than I ever have. And at the moment, I'm producing some of the best stuff that I've done. I mean, painting and transferring aside, I've got a long way to go to improve that. But on the whole, overall builds, I'm building the best models I've ever built, just because I've regained that drive and desire to do it, you know. And so that's really all where I'm to at the minute. There's nothing really more to add to that. So the main big one to say is thank you very much for those that have stuck by me during the time I haven't been producing anything. A little bit of a shout here to Alex Trains, who's stuck by the channel. He's regularly commenting on bits and pieces here, so thank you very much for that. And also thank you very much for the mention in your latest video as well. That was very much appreciated. You didn't have to do that at all, especially when for the foreseeable future there's not really going to be a lot going on here. You might get a few odd bits and pieces, the updates as to projects I'm working on and whatever, and bits and pieces here and there, maybe shows that I'm attending and whatever. But other than that, not really a lot. But January 2024, I'm hoping to have a couple of videos in the tank ready to just start releasing and regularly uploading again. I think I just needed to take a wee bit of time off to really get my head straight and get myself sorted again and get back into the frame of YouTube and getting that frame of mind again of doing YouTube. It's, you know, hats off to those that regularly make videos, because I can't do it. It's something that I'm going to have to get used to and really commit to. But I've got a plan. I know what I'm going to do. So next year, hopefully, will be a bit of a better year for the channel as a whole. So, yeah. That's all there is to say. Many, many apologies. And my sincerest apologies as well for not really delivering the content that I should have done to the subscribers. Thank you to all of you that have stuck around. And yeah, I look forward to actually being able to bring you some proper content again soon. But until then, please bear with me, and I'll get something ready for you as soon as I'm able. Thank you all once again, and well, goodbye.